Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. This is the third part on multiplexer, and in this part I will tell you how the multiplexer can be used as a universal circuit. So we are going to learn that how you can implement any logic gate using mux or implement any logical expression using the multiplexer. Let's get started. So we have the very first circuit, that is implementing a NOT gate using the multiplexer. If you just look at this, we have a 2 cross 1 mux. The select line is A and the inputs are chosen as 1 and 0. So if you write down the expression for the output, you know that y is equal to A bar dot with 1 plus A dot with 0. Now if you see that this expression reduces to A bar. So this is how you can implement a NOT gate using a 2 cross 1 mux. You just require one 2 cross 1 mux, and the input that you want to invert should be made the select line. All the other two inputs should be chosen like 1 and 0. Similarly, if we wish to implement the AND gate using the 2 cross 1 mux, then it is also as simple as this. We need to choose one of the variable as the select line and the other variable as the input. The input should be I0 should be 0 and the other input should be B. So we have y is equal to A bar dot 0 plus A dot B. So this gives you AB as the answer, which is the expression for the AND gate. Moving on to the next, that is implementing the OR gate using the 2 cross 1 mux. In this case, you will have to think a little bit. Let's see that this is the network for implementing the OR gate using the multiplexer. So if you see that if I write the expression for this, we know that y is equal to A bar dot with B plus A dot with 1. So in this case, you have this expression A bar B plus A. Now this can be expanded to this expression as per the distribution theorem, and hence you have A bar plus A, which reduces to 1, and in the next bracket you are left with A plus B, and this is the expression for your OR gate. Let's come to the next thing. Suppose you want to implement NAND gate using the 2 cross 1 mux. Now this time you require two 2 cross 1 muxes. Why? Let's see that. NAND is equal to actually AB whole bar. As per the De Morgan's theorem, this can be written as A bar plus B bar, and we have to actually implement this. So to implement this, we again do like as follows. We have the select line as A and the input is chosen as 1 and B bar. So when you expand this mux, you will get y is equal to A bar dot with 1 plus A dot with B bar. And you have this again expanded as per the distribution theorem to A bar plus B bar. In order to get B bar, we require one more 2 cross 1 mux to act like the NOT gate. So this network is similar to implementing the NOT gate using the multiplexer. So for implementing NAND gate using 2 cross 1 mux, you require two 2 cross 1 muxes. Coming up to the next, we have the NOR gate implemented using the 2 cross 1 mux. Now NOR is equal to A plus B whole bar, which is expanded as A bar B bar, and this is very simple. You just need to have one select line, that is A, and at the first input you will have B bar. So when doing this network, if you expand the output, you will get y is equal to A bar dot with B bar plus A dot with 0, which is equal to 0. To get B bar, you need another 2 cross 1 mux to act like the NOT gate in order to get the inverted output. So hence again for the NOR gate, we require two 2 cross 1 mux. Let's move to the next thing. We have to implement XOR and XNOR. Now this is very simple because we know that XOR is expanded as A bar B plus AB bar. So we make A the select line and the inputs are B and B bar. Obviously when you do this way, you are going to get the expression as A bar dot B plus A dot B bar. Similarly for the XNOR, we know that the output expression is y is equal to A bar B bar plus AB. So what you need to do is just change these two, interchange. So now B bar is over here, so that we get A bar dot with B bar plus A dot with B. and hence to implement XOR and XNOR you just require one 2x1 mux. Now let's move to one simple question, that suppose if you are asked for implementing the XOR and the AND gate, the minimum number of 2x1 mux required are. So we know that for implementing the XOR gate we require one 2x1 mux, and for implementing the AND gate we require how many muxes? We just decided. Let's move back. So if you notice, for implementing the AND gate also we require only one 2x1 mux. So the answer to your question is you require one 2x1 mux for each. So hence the answer to this question is A. Let's move to the next thing. We have to now implement logical expressions using the multiplexer. Suppose we are given a function f of ABC is equal to SOP expression sigma m of 0147. You have to implement it using 4x1. Now this implementation depends on the factor that which of these variable has to be used as the select lines. So obviously because there is a 4x1 mux, you require two select lines. So out of the three variables, two of them will be chosen as the select line and one of them will be selected as the input. So first, depending on this selection, we have three cases. Either A and B will be selected like the select lines and C will be the input, or B or C will be select line and A will be input, or A and C will be select line and B will be the input. So let's see that how we will solve each of this particular case. So for example, if you chose A and B as the select line and C as the input, then we have to follow a method in order to implement such type of functions using the 4x1 mux. What we do in this is that we write down the four inputs at the top and then we write down the variable which is used as the input once in the complemented form, that is C bar, and then in the original form, that is C. Now we have to fill in the numbers in this table. These numbers are filled depending on which variable is written at this side. In order to know that how you will fill this number, you need to take the help of this particular table. What is written in this is, we are showing that for the three inputs, we have all the possible combination as 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, and so on till 111. If we write in the form of the min terms for each of the variable, we know that whenever it is a 0, it is represented as A bar, A bar, A bar, A bar. So you will see that for A bar, up to the number 0 to 3, you have it all as A bar. But looking at B, we have the first two numbers as B bar, and then we have B, then again two B bars and then two Bs. And looking at C, we have C bar C, C bar C, C bar C, and so on. So what you have to do is that corresponding to this, because we have chosen C as the input, we know that at this side we'll write 0 and then 1 will be written in front of C and not C bar. So you have the counting as 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. And then what you need to do is that you just have to circle the numbers which you have in the function. So we circle 0, 1, 4 and 7. Now looking at each of the column, we know that if both the numbers are circled, your answer will be 1. If none of them is circled, your answer will be 0. If any one of them is circled, then it will be the variable which is written in front of that number. So in this case it will be C bar, and in this case it will be C. Now you have all your four inputs with you, and by knowing these four inputs, you can easily make the 4x1 mux interpretation. So what we do is we write down these variables that we obtained, 1, 0, C bar and C, and the select lines are A and B, and this is the output. So if you make this network, it will implement your function sigma m of 0, 1, 4 and 7. Now suppose if you're doing this case number 2, in which you made B and C as the select line and A as the variable. So now at this side you would have A bar and A, and for A we know that the counting is 4 times you have A bar. So for all the numbers 0, 1, 2 and 3 it is A bar, and then for 4, 5, 6, 7 it is A. So in this way, the counting will now be 0, 1, 2, 3 and then 4, 5, 6 and 7. Then again we do the same procedure, we circle the numbers that come in the expression. So 0, 1, 4 and 7. Now look at each and every column. If both the numbers are circled, make it 1. If any one of them is circled, then write down the variable which is in front of it, that is a bar. If none is circled, your answer is 0. Similarly, if we would have used B as the input and A and C as the select line, then the counting would have been 0, 1, 2, 3, then 4, 5, 6 and 7. Again, circle the numbers and write down the corresponding answers. In this way, you can implement any Boolean expression given to you using the multiplexer. Now we have the third variant of such type of question. Suppose you are not given the sigma m terms like the SOP terms, but you are given an expression a plus b bar c. So what your method is that you should always convert this expression to the sigma m form in order to follow the above procedure. So for doing this, what we need to do is that we have to convert this given expression to the canonical form. Canonical form basically means that each of the term will have all the variables. Now we know that the first term does not have the variables b and c, so we substitute them by writing b plus b bar and c plus c bar, because these two brackets are actually one only. So even though you write it or not, it doesn't matter. And then in the second term you have the a variable which is missing, so you substitute a plus a bar. Now you open these brackets, and when you open the brackets completely, you will get all the min terms that were there. So actually we are doing the other way around. From the minimized expression, we are coming to the actual expression. So by doing this, you see that this function is actually the minimization of the SOP, that is sigma m of 1, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Now we implemented using the multiplexer. Let us say we choose the 4 cross 1 mux and we need C as the input and A and B as the select line. So we have the numberings as 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. This numbering will change if you change this input. So make sure that you follow the procedure. Now we just need to circle the numbers that are there in the SOP. So we have 1, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Now in this column, because only this 1 is circled, so we have the answer as C. None is circled, so 0. Both are circled and hence we have 1. So we implement the diagram, and this is how the circuit will look like if you are implementing the function sigma m of 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, that is A plus B bar C, with the help of a 4 class 1 mux. If you like this video, then hit the like button below, share it with your friends and be sure to subscribe. I will meet you in the next video.